Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome. I'm Sarah Liz. This is Sassy's LLC. Can you hear me? This is my first solo live stream. And I want to make sure that the sound is okay, that you can hear me. It's so great. Oh, thank you all so much for coming and for being here. It sounds like some of you came over from Alicia's live stream. Yes. Can you put in the chat if the sound is okay? Can you hear me just fine? Oh, yay. Thanks, Alicia. I'm just nervous about the tech. I've gone live with my friend Lynn many times. Well, and Alicia and a bunch of other people in the chat here. It's so good to see everybody. Yvette is here. I'm so excited. And this series is part of my 12 days of giveaways. So I bought 8 crafty goodie bags from a variety of companies, and I'm giving them away. The goal was before Christmas, but 2 of them aren't here yet. So at least 10 of them are before Christmas. The math is wrong there, but I have some extra things to give away as well. This is day 5, and we're going to give away a crafty parcel from Simon Says Stamp. Oh, thanks so much, Yvette. I'm trying to figure out how to work all my stuff here. I know it can be done. Susan's here. Susan and I were on a design team together ages ago, and now I don't see you as much. Kristen, hi. Oh, everybody. Truly honored. I just wanted this to go smoothly and to make sure that we're people who would tell me if something was wrong. So anyway, I have a question for you. So this crafty goodie bag has, they say, about $300 in supplies in there. I did the math. We're slightly under, I think. It's great, but there's one little bit of it that I think is a little boring. Do you want to start with the boring stuff, or do you want to start with the really good stuff? So put it in the chat. Do you want to just start with the boring stuff and get it out of the way? Trying to think. There's 20 items-ish in here. Yeah, get the boring out of the way. Oh, start with the good stuff. Oh, man. We've got some boring, more boring. I'm let's just get the boring stuff out of the way. So a lot of times when companies do these grab bags, they're clearancing out some products. I was shocked at the amount of product in here that is still current and available on the website. But let me switch my view so we can see the tabletop here as well. For those of you who haven't been here for this series yet, I will only ship the physical product within the 48 United States. It is just purely a shipping issue. I'm sure you guys know, but I do have digital giveaways coming from a bunch of different people and places, and we did some the other day. So each giveaway is open for 5 days. So you can still go back and watch the first 4 days and register for those giveaways as well. All right. Let's do item number 1, and you guys can let me know what you think. We got 4 Positively Everything tools. 4. You guys, I don't know what I would do with 4. Do you use these? They are, I mean, they're kind of like a pot holder. So they're heat resistant, non-skid, adhesive resistant. You can use it as a brush cleaner, especially this side is really great. You stick it in. I think 4 is excessive too. You can stick this in your sink and use it to help clean your brushes. You can use it as a jar opener and more. I mean, I think what happened, they only have 3 colors left on their website. There's black and red and maybe gray. And I couldn't find any of these colors. So I think they're getting rid of a lot of them. But, maybe maybe people use them more than I do. I generally just end up burning things, melting things. Yeah. Deborah says, I wanted those, but 4, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would need that many, but I could get them. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe these become stocking stuffers for next year, Oh, good morning, everybody. There, I see so many names in the chat of people who've been leaving me comments for the last 2 years. I appreciate you all so much. Let me get those out of the way. Okay. Let's start with this guy. So this is Plant Sentiments. Okay, so it's a 4x6 stamp set. We have Live Life in Full Bloom, Cultivate a Grateful Heart, To Plant a Flower is to Believe in Tomorrow. That's an Audrey Hepburn quote, and it's one of my very, very favorites. Yeah, thanks, Yvette. She says, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. And if you know a friend who could use some free goodies, send them my way. I love that these are sort of boxy and going to be really easy to cut out, even without a coordinating die. So definitely, I think this is a whole lot of fun. Are you guys gardeners? I don't know anything about nature. If I'm real honest, like I can kill all the plants. Harriet says, I'm in Houston. It's warm. I wish we keep going from like chilly to pretty cold, and we had an ice storm this weekend. I hope everybody local was safe. But there's that one. I'm going to set that aside. Give me just a second, guys. I can't see the top of my screen, and I'm not sure why. Is that better? That's a little better. Okay. Oh, welcome. Copy Crafter says, I'm here because of Crafty Al. She is the best. She and I got to meet in person for the very first time a couple months ago. We went to our local scrapbook store. She and me and Danny from Danny's Dreams. It was so much fun. I really, really loved that. That says, I can and have killed a cactus. Yeah, I could do that. It is Secret Santa time at work. And my cubicle buddy got me one year and gave me a succulent. And I immediately brought it home and handed it to my husband and was like, please don't kill this. Please handle this. And that was 4 years ago and it's still here. All right, friends, we have another one. So this is the Happy Poinsettia, and it's a layering set. So I think that this piece will go on top of this as well. And we're just going to get all these layers because that doesn't look like 2 full poinsettias. This would be great for a 1-layer card. I really like my layering stamps as opposed to like a stencil if I'm mass producing cards for the holidays. So I think this one sort of works really well for that. Do you guys say poinsettia or poinsettia? I didn't even know poinsettia was an option until I started watching card makers on YouTube. It's not a word I say a whole lot. So that one is super fun. Then we there's a bunch of embossing folders in here, and I love embossing folders. I just think it's really quick and easy. I love texture. Hi, T. Oh, man. I think I can take these out without ruining the packaging. So we're going to try. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Oh, this one has dies in it. I didn't realize. This is called Lemon Tree, and you have 2 little dies kind of taped on the back there. I might even take those off so you can see this better. But it's got this really beautiful lemon pattern with some leaves running through it. And you could also then cut out and emboss, so you could layer colored pieces on top here. I love that. I think if I buy a crafty parcel to give away again, and I got to be honest, I love this. I'm a gifter. I love giving things away. But I think I'll buy 2 because I really love so much of what's in here. And I don't have a ton of Simon products. If you have bought a Simon Says Stamp goodie bag, grab bag before, I would love to know about it. This one's my second. The first one was from their summer. They do like a fundraiser. I think it's for Huntington's disease. And I bought the big one a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And it was this huge mix of brands. But this one, the Crafty Parcel that isn't a fundraiser, has a ton of Simon branded products, which I don't have as much of. So I liked this one better. But yeah, I'm curious if other people have had the same experience because it's hard to know sometimes. I feel like grab bags can be they can feel really risky sometimes. This one was $60. I can't remember if I paid shipping on it. I was buying some other stuff too. So yeah, I'm curious. Anna says, I got one recently and I was disappointed. Anna, did you get it from Simon or somewhere else? Because I'm always curious. Sometimes I am a little disappointed. Well, I'll have doubles if it's a brand I really love. I figure I'm usually paying about 75% of retail value. And so if I like at least a quarter of it, I broke even. If I like half of it, I got a good deal. Yes, Simon, Anna says. Yeah, it's so hit and miss, especially when it's like a warehouse brand and they carry so much and you have no idea what might be in there. So I feel ya. That's why I think this is so much fun too, because we get to open it up and look in there. And even though you're probably not going to get what I got, you get a flavor for it. And you can kind of feel like if it's something you might want to try in the future. So we have another, this is a 3D embossing folder as well. It's called Refracted. This one's hard to see. Let me see if I open this up, if that's any better. Yeah, a little bit. This is going to have tons of really deep all over texture. I love that slightly sort of geometric pattern. I think it's great for masculine cards. I think this is really, really beautiful. I asked my Patreon what they wanted for upcoming emergency card kits. If you're new here, I give away like free printable kits twice a month. And so the top two options for upcoming kits were masculine cards and printable Christmas gifts. So actually Friday, I will have an emergency card kit. It's always the first and third Friday of the month. And I know it's last minute, but these will be great for last minute gifts. And then we'll do a big birthday kit the 1st of January because emergency cards turns 2. So I always do a birthday kit. And then probably a Valentine's kit in there real quick. And then we'll do masculine cards. I might do masculine cards for all of February. I would love to know what people think of that because I am desperate for masculine cards. I have 2 boys and then most of my extended family, all of whom live here, are dudes. So I was thinking about doing like maybe interviewing all my dudes in my family and finding out what their favorite colors are, what they like in the cards that I make, because I think we get into this really narrow, like what a masculine card has to look like. Oh, thanks. Crafty House says happy birthday to emergency cards. You guys, there's over 60 kits, 60, and they're free printable kits. I'm on a mission. I want people to be able to craft easily, and I want it to be affordable. It's part of why I'm giving stuff away. Makes me super happy. This one is 3D embossing folder forest border. This is going to be hard to see. I can tell already. How about that? That's really beautiful. So I might just hold that up real quick. Sorry, I've got some funky lighting. This would be great for like just a few die cuts on top and make a really great woodland scene. So yeah. Rosie says yes to masculine cards. Yes, interview the dudes. I think it would be funny to get like my husband and then my brother, both of whom are super nerdy, and make them do a live with me. I don't know if they would agree to be on camera if their faces were showing, but we could try. We could certainly try. Deborah says, I love your emergency card kits. I've used them so much. You found me on Craft Roulette. It's the best. It's so the best. Are you guys going to watch the new show first Saturday in January? I'm excited. I'm pretty sure Mary was talking about this last week, so I'm not giving away like some huge secret. It's going to be super fun. Yes, I have been leaving cards or sentiments off my cards for ages. And so I just think it's super fun. I don't know. Hang on. Having a tech issue. This is not surprising, you guys. Yes, I think you do. Okay. Yes. All right. So yeah, we love Craft Roulette. It is absolutely, absolutely the best. All right, we have another 3D embossing folder. This is Dimensional Stars. There's a lot of stars in this kit. This one reminds me of, oh, it's really stuck in there. That like Texas star, the one that has all the dimension in it. So I'm trying to brainstorm like what, I don't use a lot of stars in my designs, but it's mostly because I don't think about it. What would you guys put stars on? How would you use this? You know, Yvette says, Yvette, I think, wins emergency card kit, everything. She says, I have lots of little bins filled with your emergency card sentiments. I have seen what Yvette does, and she just has them like all cut out and so organized. And like, here I am, like digging through, trying to find things. Oh my goodness. Oh man. I think Yvette is more organized than I am. So that, yeah, this one's dimensional stars. And then, so I'm going to bring these out at the same time. These are both from their Rainbow Splash line. This one's hard to see. It is Folk Flowers, and the other one is Mosaic Tulips. Margie says, I wish I could afford membership. Stay tuned. We're giving away some free memberships, my friend. Not today, but there's a bunch of them scattered in about. This one's just a big giveaway on its own. Okay, so Folk Flowers, these are 2D embossing folders. That's a little easier to see maybe. I love that their Rainbow Splash line gives like a lower price point or entry point for people. I think I love Simon products, but they're a little pricey sometimes. And so if you look at the Rainbow Splash line, the ink pads and the inks are the same like quality and make as their regular inks. And then you've got embossing folders and all kinds of other stuff. So especially if you know a new crafter, I think this might be a nice entry point. Where do you guys like to buy most of your stuff? Because I shop a lot from scrapbook.com. And then if I just need a couple things, I shop at Simon because their shipping's better. Or from a Cherry on Top. I like them too. Just LM is asking, how much was this grab bag? It was $60. And they sold out almost immediately. Well, the same day, right? They didn't have a ton of them. It happens every year. So yeah, they sold out pretty fast. Love tulips. Yes. Simon and scrapbook.com. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. All right, we've got some dies. I am not going to take these out because they seal these up pretty well. And I don't want to, take that apart for whoever's getting it. We have this leaf branch oval, and it's not a panel. It's really just the oval with those branches hanging in the middle. But what I love is that it's going to leave this little strip here, and you could put an emergency card sentiment in there, one of those strip sentiments. And I think that would work beautifully. So yeah, I think that's super fun. And then let's look at this guy. Did you guys hop on this bandwagon? I didn't know this was a thing, but I love watching the scrapbook.com lives. I just think that Laura and Cody are hilarious. So what? I mean, I'll watch it a week, 2 weeks later and just chuckle a whole bunch. And they were saying these were selling out. So we have 2 of these little Santa mugs from Tim Holtz, and they're cute, right? And there, I mean, there's really like room. You could put something in there. Super fun. Anna says, I love Simon Says Stamp and Spellbinders products. I am Spellbinders through and through. Like that was the first brand I really started using after, like I started in Stampin' Up! Like so many of us. But then when I started branching out, Spellbinders was kind of it for me. So this is the Snowbird, and I think it's a little bigger than this. Can I open it? Can I without? Oh, I might. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a little bigger than that. But that's nice. And then you could inlay some of those pieces, or what might be really fun is to take some acetate, like put this on top of some acetate and color the back of it. So you get sort of a stained glass effect. And then maybe I wouldn't even cut it out. It's a little fiddly for me, but maybe the card goes landscape and we've got acetate and we do like a really minimalist shaker there. That might be super fun. Kristen, just open it. I know, but I don't I don't know how people store their things, and I don't want to damage stuff for them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stained glass bird. I also shop at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Oh, I don't know if I have ever shopped with them. They have amazing warehouse sales going on right now. Oh, you know what? I do know who that is. Is that Stacy Park, I think? Their warehouse sales are insane, but they also tell you it's like you get it when you get it, and it could take 6 months. So I had a whole bunch of stuff in my cart in Hamden Hod one year. I can't remember how long it took to get here, but yeah, they have lots of brands, really good stuff. This is the Heart Balloon Bunch. So we've got 7 balloons. And again, you could fill these in. That paper piecing would be pretty easy. I think that's super cute. Yes. Who else shops at Scrapbooking Made Simple? I'm curious. I'm always looking for, I don't know, the best deals. I just want people to be able to make cards affordably. And if you can get it on sale, like that's the way to do it. These are the nesting stars. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hi, Lynn. Welcome. I only did it 1 year and I was done. Yes. Well, Alicia says, I would have forgot what I ordered after 6 months. Yeah, it was a big surprise when it showed up. That was for sure. For sure. Oh, Lisa says a Scrapbooking Made Simple was one of the first ones she found. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So this is our next die. I think this is super cute. We are going to open it if I can, because I want a better sense of the size. I should have taken my heat gun to these ahead of time. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to cut it open, and then at least it's a nice clean cut, right? I think this is super cute. Like, it's going to cut out all your little letters and your ticket. You could make a little shaker out of that. There's room, I think, for some foam tape, like 1/8-inch foam tape on there. And this one is, it's a good size. It's 3.5 inches by, I don't know, 1 3/4. Do you guys make Valentine's cards? And if so, who do you give them to? I mean, I've got kids still, so I'll include some kind of like kid situation in the kit, but I'm never sure what else to include for people. This is on their designer's top pick. This is up next. We have a fancy love die, and it's got a shadow behind there too, I think. I own this somewhere. And I think it's really beautiful. I did, Kristen. I did. It was only out for a second, right? She says, put the blade away. Don't cut yourself. Oh, man. I put it away. I did. Crafty Owl says, I only make it for team stuff. Are we actually supposed to send cards out? I send, well, not send cards. I bring them to work. I make a bunch that are like coworker cards. Like, thanks for making this place not suck, you know? And then I just leave them on my coworkers' desks. Oh, Lisa says, where did it go? I'm learning, you guys. I got a crafty parcel too and got quite a few different things than your box. I love to know that, right? You never know like what you're gonna get. And I always am curious if they're all packed with the same things. Let's grab another one. We have a bunch of stencils too. So last kit where there were a bunch of grab bag, people were like, I don't stencil. I'm afraid of stenciling. So I would love to know, do you stencil? This one is a little delicate, I want to say. There's, I think, 3 stencils in here. It's called the Animal Print Stencil. So we have like a giraffe print. Is that a giraffe print? Oh, man. I don't think I've seen that before. And then we have a zebra and then a cheetah print. I love that. I am not probably a cheetah girl, but the other 2 I would definitely use. Oh, lots of people love stencils. I do too. I struggle sometimes with these little ones. T was saying, and I agree, I don't use pixie spray because I can't ever get it off my stencil. And then I feel like my paper is tacky forever. I can't get it off of there. But I just think there's lots of fun things to do with them. So, and the price point is lower, and I appreciate that. This is the Holy Stars stencil. So again, this one's just one sheet, but I love this. Let me pick this up. This extra bit here that's coming out of some of these stars and the different shapes we have in here, because I think this one could lean Christmas, but wouldn't have to, right? It's called Holy Stars, but we could do this a lot of different ways. Lynn says, I love pixie spray. Oh man, we got to talk. Peggy says grip mats are the best for stencils. Yes. So I have a waffle flower, well, a couple waffle flower grip mats. Does anybody have the waffle flower and the Altenew grip mat? Because I want to know if the Altenew one is better than the waffle flower one. Oh, Linda, I love your channel. She says, thank you. Kim says, I bought a waffle flower sticky mat to use with my stencils. Yeah, it's great for holding. Let me know. Margie says, Lynn can do anything though. I mean, she can. She's braver than I am. I don't like to get messy. I don't know. Okay, so T says, I have them both. T, I want to know, do you like one better than the other? No, she says no difference. There's really no difference. Do other people agree? Because I've been wavering on buying one. Maybe it's just that my waffle flower mats are dirty because I don't clean that well sometimes. But this is a 4-layer stencil and it's huge. So we get all of these different hearts that will layer into different banners. I think you would have to do some serious, no, you wouldn't have to mask. They're just lining them up, and then the whole stencil you'll do in a single color. Oh, I love that. I don't want to have to mask my stencils. And then you could do just one layer that also has like a paste or a shine or something. What do you guys think of this one? Would you, I mean, it's obviously great for Valentine's Day, but would you use this for something else? I might make like a kid's card with that. I don't know. But I love a layered stencil set, period. So there's that. So this is the biggest stamp set that we have. This one is Printmaking Plants. Have you guys seen these? They have a bunch of these printmaking layering sets. So there's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamps. And you just line them up in your stamp positioner and they will color in the different pieces in a block of color. So no shading, no anything. And again, I like a layering stamp set better than a stencil if I'm mass producing cards. I don't do a ton of mass producing anymore, but mostly because I'm always making videos and I just don't have time. So curious what you think. And I wish there was like a finished picture of these colored on the back because this is beautiful, I think. Kind of whimsical, kind of blocky. What are we talking about? Gnomes. I missed it. I love a good gnome. Who's team gnome? I need to know. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things left. This is, some barrels from Tim Holtz. Anybody? What do you do with these things? I am not great. There's a ton of shine on that. There you go. I don't do any kind of 3D stuff, or not much anymore. And so I'm curious what you guys do with these, but there's 2 of them in there. Although I will say this one looks like it's chipped on the side. Maybe that just makes it more authentic. I don't know. Oh, Anna says that stencil could be beautiful for a wedding card or maybe the plants. I like it both ways. Then we have a 6x6 red rubber stamp. I love red rubber. I just do. It's called Ticking. And we've got some dark lines and then little stitching lines that go right next to each of those on either side. And I think that's super great. This I could use for a masculine card, I think. And then you could shift it and stamp again. Do you guys have a strong preference for red rubber over photopolymer? I prefer red rubber, but there's more things you can do with photopolymer. So, and it's cheaper a lot of times. All right, so here's this one. And then I'll show these together. These are distress glazes. So these are the embossing powders that are kind of see-through. And I think there's a ton of techniques you can do with them. And I'll try to hold them up here because there's a lot of glare. That green is so deep and vibrant. This is pumice stone and this is mowed lawn. Pumice stone, I think, was the first distress ink I ever bought. And there's all kinds of vintage stuff like coming back. And it sounds like it's really popular. So I think that color hits a lot of that theme or that feel. Yvette says she likes the way that red rubber stamps. Peggy Rose says I like both. Yeah, the distress glazes I think are super cool. I don't have any. So we'll give these away to somebody else, but I might have to snag one because I've been very curious. Yeah. So T, I didn't know that you can't always trust that top graphic on red rubber. The first time I bought one, and I contacted the company and they very kindly, I think it was Simon Says Stamp, they sent me a new one. And then I learned later that like there was nothing wrong with the stamp. It's just that they don't always line up. So yeah. Oh, Linda says, Sarah, my birthday's in January. Well, I have tons of birthday sentiments coming for you, for sure. I like to make that kit extra special. The very first kit I put out was a birthday kit, so we're just going to keep doing it. This is the last item in our box, and I'll lift that up again. This is the Distress Spritz and Picked Raspberry. So these are the newer mica sprays. The older ones, the spray stains, they have colored fluid, right? So almost like an ink in there, and then mica that matches or coordinates. But that fluid's clear, more or less. And then it's really just the mica. So it doesn't cover your project the same way. You do need to make sure you shake these really well. I have this one. I have a bunch of these, and I've had a lot of fun playing with these. So yeah. Let me see. I don't know if I can get all of this back down on my desk because I took so much out of the package. But there is a ton of stuff here. What do you guys think? We've had 5 giveaways so far. What has your favorite giveaway been? We did, oh gosh, we started with Scrappy Tales. Then we had a Hero Arts. Yesterday, we had a huge bag of like D-stash items. What am I missing? I can't remember which one I'm forgetting, but it'll come to me. Tomorrow, I think, is another D-stash, and then things get tricky because I had scheduled the ones from Craft Stash and they're not here yet. So I'll keep you updated. That's why you don't have anything like showing up in the schedule, but there will definitely be one tomorrow. Lots of people love red rubber. That's the one I'm forgetting. Kristen says, I like the waffle flower one. Yes, I thought that was excellent. So waffle flower was $60. No, it was $70 because I bought 2. And then, then you pay shipping and then it sort of adds up. But we have just a ton of stuff. So here's how you're going to enter to win. There is in the description box below the video 2 links. Well, there's lots of links. Let's start with, there's links to the emergency card kit playlist. So if you're new here, there are tons of free printables. And for the most part, they are linked in the description boxes of the videos that they're attached to. Sometimes there's a larger version of the kit available in Patreon, but I try to keep it as straightforward as possible in case you're not super techie, okay? So that option is there for you. There are a bunch of exclusive coupon codes in there. I keep getting shocked that companies offer me a code to give to my viewers, my subscribers, and so I try to link those for you every time. And then let me see. Everything that was in this kit that is available, which is most of it, is linked just in case you want to investigate or get a little bit of inspiration if you win this kit. And then kind of underneath all of that, there are two things to click on. One is a Google form, and it's going to ask you for your name, where you're from. Again, I'll only ship physical product within the 48 contiguous United States because of shipping. But if you're international, you still register. If I pull your name, then I will reach out and we'll figure something else out, and I'll draw another name for the physical price. Part of the challenge, you guys, isn't even the shipping. It's that you have to write on the form when you're sending it out how much is in there. And there's so much in all of these bundles that you would be paying just a ton of like extra taxes and fees when it comes to you. So kind of a pain. It's also going to ask you for the email address where you want to be contacted if you win. And then there's a checkbox. If you want to sign up for my mailing list, you can, but you do not have to. If you're like, no, thank you, I will only contact you if you win. The form is open for 5 days, and then I'll draw a name. So I'll draw our first winners tomorrow. That is a pre-recorded video. So in the description box for that video, after I draw that name, I will start listing winners from each of the subsequent days. And I'll put it in the community post in YouTube, and I'll tell people on Patreon. So Google form is the easiest way to enter. If you want your name in a second time, you can join my Patreon. There's a free membership option. And then there's a poll you can vote in. And I'm asking, I think it's asking, which category of supplies you like the most from this goodie bag. So there's embossing folders or stencils or dies or lots of different options. It's the voting that puts your name into win, because it will put your name and your email address into a spreadsheet for me, which makes it really easy for me to draw. I love reading all your comments in those too, but the comments don't put your name in the spreadsheet. So make sure you're voting. If you don't know anything about Patreon, if you've never done that before, there's also a video linked below when I launched my Patreon that explains what it is and how to join for free, right? I'm not trying to trick anybody, but I do think sometimes Patreon makes it hard to find the buttons you're looking for, and I can't do anything about it. So if you're getting lost, just use the Google form, or you can watch that little video, and just a little way in, it'll help you get to Patreon. If you are already a Patreon member, make sure you're logged in, because if you're not logged in, it will tell you have to pay to get there, and nobody likes that. I can't remember who it was, messaged me and said they thought they were logged in, but it still made them click join for free, even though they were a paid member to get to the poll. I had not heard that one before, but in case that's helpful for you, definitely check that out. You guys, we did it. We did it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I am just absolutely thrilled that you're here. Do anybody have questions? Polly is saying, I clicked the link in your description and it kicked me out. Kicked you out of Message me, Polly. We'll figure it out, or send me an email. Anybody else? Questions? Oh, you all are so great. Thanks, Alicia. All my friends last night, as I was like, anybody want to show up and make sure that like the sound's okay and I'm not doing anything really wrong? And then they were like, well, tell this group and I'll help share. And so thank you to all of you who helped to promote this and showed up to help me feel more comfortable. I will see you all tomorrow. And then I think we'll do some more lives later in the week as we're adding more giveaways. Bye, everybody.